Damian Lillard is not as easy to trade as people think. He has requested a trade from the Blazers. Small, dynamic guards that don't defend, don't truly elevate others, and have a recent injury history and a contract that's pretty ugly at the end of the deal are hard to move. Now, I think he works in Miami, but that's because Bam and Jimmy Butler are excellent defenders. I think he works in Milwaukee. That's because Giannis and Drew Holiday are excellent defenders. But with Dame, he's given up buckets. He's small. And I think the league is finally coming to terms with dynamic guards don't necessarily make others better. Westbrook just signed a contract for $8 million. That was it. Dylan Brooks signed one for $80 million. That's the reality of the league. Bigs with high skill level, wings, 3-and-D wings. And the other thing is, the really smart GMs in this league figure out that you find your star eventually, and then you surround him with people who limit his weakness. Jokic, not a great defender. The Nuggets go get Aaron Gordon from Orlando, a great defender. Steph, the Warriors have always surrounded him. Peyton, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Draymond, Andre Iguodala years ago with the elite defenders. If you look at LeBron, as great as he is, when he went to Miami, Pat Riley knew that Wade and LeBron were not elite three-point shooters. What did they do? Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Shane Battier. That's why the Dallas Mavericks coupling Luka and Kyrie gobbling up a lot of the payroll is sort of mystifying long-term. I would not have signed Kyrie for a 3-year deal. He's ball-centric, can't defend. Luka's ball-centric, can't defend. It's duplication. So you have to understand with Dame, I think the Utah situation's pretty interesting, and they have some draft picks and some young players to give Portland back. But if you bring in Dame, you have to own it. He's not going to give you 70 games, and he's not going to defend, and he's going to need the ball a lot. So that's why Miami and Milwaukee, to me, really work. I'm not sure, though, Miami has enough to give Portland a sense they at least broke even on the trade. I watched people implode when Elon Musk instituted a view limit on Twitter. I could not be the only person, and I view myself as a political independent to moderate, that was struck by the irony of Hollywood elites saying they were leaving Twitter the minute Elon Musk purchased it, and then complaining all weekend about view limits. Which is it? So many people hated Elon Musk. I'm leaving. He's ruined it. And now you're complaining about view limits? Folks, life is about limits, right? There's everything in our life. Speeding limits, term limits. I work in media. FCC has limits on how many stations you can own. Our life, I love the state parks. I try to go to a state park every couple of years. Even they're not free. Twitter's a business. You have to buy an $80 season pass. Now, they'll have free days at state parks, but Twitter's a business. You got to pay to play, right? I mean, even our beaches in the country, there are places they're not free. You got to pay to go to some beaches. So a media platform, you think it's going to be free forever? No, it's not. It has to be ad-supported and subscription supported to some level. It was losing money when Jack owned it. It's losing money now with Elon. He's got to figure out how to make it work. I guarantee you 99% of you are on Twitter more than you're on Netflix. They're not giving that thing away for free. I remember when newspapers first went to a paywall. Bummed me out. Now they're all on it. I remember when I used to be able to watch a lot of things on media sites without being bombarded by ads. Those days are over. One of the things that has really turned me off from Twitter is not Elon Musk. It's the outrage constantly about Elon Musk. I think the media does a really bad job of connecting often with the public. Only 23% of Americans are on Twitter. And I think for the people who aren't, if they went on, they'd be immediately turned off. It's just an outrage machine. It doesn't matter. View limits are not worth getting worked up for. I mean, there are things, not often, but things that piss me off or outrage me. Social media platforms. Look, they all come, they all go. TikTok's hot now. Used to be Instagram. Then it was Snapchat. I've always looked at Twitter as sort of an Associated Press wire, an AP wire with swearing. There's limitations to its credibility. There's some really smart people on it. But could the media just take a deep breath and not seek perpetual outrage? There's just not that much going on to be angry about. Hopefully, all of you listening have a broad enough life that view limits won't ruin your weekend, your 4th of July weekend. You know, I was thinking about Major League Baseball. I think we're going to have a remarkable football season. And I've said for years, I think Major League Baseball should shorten their season to about 120 games, end early August, and go 7 weeks of playoffs over by the 3rd week of September. You play in warm weather all season, end in warm weather. Late October, early November, rainouts, cold. It's not how the game is supposed to be played. So, and there's another real estate reality is that when football starts, baseball shrinks. So you could own August, and remember, it's not until after Labor Day. That first Thursday opens the season, but you would have Friday and Saturday before the NFL season's first weekend really starts. And I think you should be wrapping up baseball by then. Grab some momentum. But baseball this year is going to be really challenged to get playoff ratings. First of all, college football now has broader appeal. Michigan, maybe the first or second best team in the country. USC will be a top 5 team in the country. LSU, Georgia, Bama, obviously huge in the South. Ohio State, Notre Dame. There's more breadth to college football this year. Denver West will be more engaged, and they really haven't been for the last 10 to 12 years since Pete Carroll, USC, eroded. So you're going to get some Western viewers watching college football that haven't for about a decade. It's going to be a big year in college football ratings. Secondarily, the NFL is growing every year. It is a monster. And more than ever, you've got really clever offensive coaches. So even when you get kind of marginal average quarterback talent, Tua is an example, you can elevate him significantly. We have about 10 to 12 elite offenses in the NFL. And San Francisco doesn't have a great quarterback, but still I regard it as a top offense because of Kyle Shanahan and the personnel. So it's going to be a lot of points in the NFL early, usually is in warm weather September. It's going to be a broad array of major college football powers. USC and Texas appear to be back. And in Major League Baseball right now, 7 of the top teams in baseball, first or second in their division, are the Reds, the D-backs, Cleveland, Minnesota, Baltimore, and Tampa. Good luck to Major League Baseball. Not a lot of household names. The Yankees this year can't hit. Their on-base percentage is .301. That's the same as the A's, and the A's are a AAA team. The Dodgers pitching is 22nd in ERA. So the Dodgers and Yankees are just not really special teams. The Braves have a bit of a national footprint, more regional, however, in the South. So you're going to get a lot of non-household names, non-big brands in baseball in September and October. And I think we're going to have our best college football season and one of our more dynamic NFL seasons in a long time. Good luck to baseball. The good news, you can always watch the Cleveland Guardians in the playoffs if they make it, to watch future Yankees. So that's something.